ladies and gentlemen, from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. His name, this is Infusino.
I need everybody behind here giving me that Mapoli. Put that fucking name up. Put that name up. Put that name up. I appreciate that.
And boom, we are live. What's up, everybody? Couple Casuals Podcast, episode number 4. I am your host, Stefo, aka Stefano, aka Kumbata Steph, and I got a unbelievable guest today, a fantastic guest. He's a former rap artist, an unbelievable guy. He knows a thing or two about creating rap songs, and he's been around the block a couple times. He's like the Jason Spezza of the Toronto rap scene. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Infusino.
Jason Spezza. I love the intro,
Bro,
but
you gotta throw that in.
I feel like I'm more of a Joe Thornton, but I know
Joe
Spezza.
Thornton?
I feel like Spezza's really big here.
Spezza's
like in
okay.
this
I'll
environment.
be Jason Spezza, bro.
Yeah.
I'll be Jason Spezza. You be Danny Thornton. How about that?
You kind of are Jason Spezza to the
this
community.
point.
Yeah.
At this point, bro. You know what I mean? But I want to thank you for coming on, brother. Salute.
brother.
We're going to
Cheers,
get
man.
into some interesting stuff today. First, we got to start off with this,
Buddy.
bro.
Yeah. Cendani.
Centani, brother.
Okay. Are we allowed to drink on camera?
We can drink on camera. It's barely lunchtime, guys. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Bofu came by. He said, listen, we got to do it. We got to do a quick podcast. There's a couple things I want to talk about. Unbelievable week in rap and hip hop. Last week, Drake dropped an album, Certified Lover Boy.
Bang bang.
We got to talk about that. But before we do, we got to talk about this jacket for Second Fu.
Wow. This guy busted out the Mapoli jacket.
The Mapoli jacket. Legendary jacket. Legendary story behind it.
Yeah.
We got some unbelievable stories. So we got to start. We got to go back, fool. We got to go back to your perspective. Because before we start talking about Drake and his fantastic music and everything that he's been doing, I want to start with you, bro, because you've been around the block a couple times. You're the Danny Heatley,
I'm
the
the
Jason
Danny
Spades
Heatley
of the
of Mapoli.
Toronto rap scene, the Mapoli. So let's talk about Mapoli for a second, because, bro, I haven't even had a chance to even, because as you know, bro, it was like a community back then, bro.
It was absolutely a community. The story with that jacket is there was a company called Rep Clothing. They were behind me. They were making my merch, and I had a big show coming up. And he's like, yo, you should really make varsity jackets. Varsity jackets are kind of hot right now, but you should make it exclusive.
Yeah.
And don't make it a thing where you can sell it to public. It's for your boys. There's only 25 jackets made, so Rep Clothing made them. It was just to like solidify our group, our community. It wasn't like 3 or 4 of us.
Yeah.
Obviously, we had a community behind us. We had a group, and a lot of it was, friends and close family, and, close friends are family. So
100%.
Yeah, so that's how the jacket came up. We did like 4 color waves. This is the black on black. I love this one.
What year was this, bro? Because that's where I want to start is like, let's take it back to the Mapoli days. Like your perspective in rap music and like where you started and how you even started, bro. Then how Mapoli came to be.
Wow. Okay, this jacket's probably 2011.
2011.
Maybe 2000. Yeah, 2011-ish. How I started was a funny story. It was actually Dan Fody brought me to a studio. I was after work one day.
But even before that, bro, how did you so see sometimes, fool, I'll throw on YouTube, I'll go rap instrumentals, I'll spit some fucking rhymes, you know what I mean? I give it a solid 5 out of 10. Not that good, but not that bad.
5 out of 10's fire.
5 out of 10 is not bad, bro. A couple drinks that might go to a 7.
Easy 7.
You know what I mean?
7s are money.
So
man.
how did you know that you could spit? Like, you're very lyrically inclined too, bro. You know what I mean? Like you know your shit.
I didn't know I could spit. And sometimes you need a battery in your back. Like sometimes you need to get charged up from like your friends or family to give you confidence to do, to ensure that you can do anything. Whether it's like making music or starting an endeavor or being an entrepreneur, you need a charge in your back, and you need somebody to get behind you, motivate you.
Some motivation.
Yeah, and that's you need that. Like if you're trying to do a startup or you're trying to do anything. With respect to rap, I didn't know I could rap. I knew I could rhyme, but I didn't know I could make music. And that was like my struggle at the beginning. I would always be like, I went to Ryerson University. So like every morning I'd be taking the subway.
What did you take at Ryerson?
Urban and regional planning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I graduated like almost top of my class. Bang,
So
bang.
you were rapping and going to school at the same
And
time?
going to school, broke as hell, eating like plain bagels for like lunch and like, a coffee and a bagel to
Just
get
doing
through
your
the whole
thing.
day. It's doing my thing. Like, more importantly than that, I had a lot of free time going to school and then coming home from school, taking the subway. Mm-hmm. So I'd like be on my like iPhone 3 at that time, and I would just like write clever rhymes and just.
And how old were you at this point?
It's probably 2009. So
2000,
I'm
and that's
like,
that was when the epiphany, so to speak, that you started being like, I want to start spitting
yeah,
here.
straight up. And it was like 2009. I was in my 3rd year in university. So how old are you at that point? Like 20?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but how crazy is that though?
Yeah,
eh?
yeah.
To think that all that shit that took place when
Yeah.
you were making those moves, we're in our early 20s.
Oh, bro, I was 20 years old.
I was fucking like probably 17.
Yeah,
bro. Like,
we were kids. Like at 20 years old, you don't really have much direction. You don't have a foundation in your life other than you're trying to navigate your path, right?
Yeah.
So 20 years old, writing rhymes on my phone. And then like we'd come home. I used to have this Jimmy Blazer, this white Jimmy, old school beat up truck.
I think
And-
I remember that.
Yeah, and we used to just
on Kettle Court,
on
bro.
Kettle
Represent.
Court, KC, man,
Yeah,
KC
you
Strip.
know.
We used to like sit in my truck, me, Jules, Fody, and like Buck, and random Manny would come by, and I would just like rap in my car to like random beats. My cousin was making beats. He was in like school for music. And
Is that your cousin?
That's your cousin.
That's my cousin.
Yeah, that's the nets, right? So he used to like send me random beats, and like I would just rap on them. And bro, we're kids, like 20 years old. You're not thinking.
You're just having fun, and that's the beauty of it.
Having a laugh.
Yeah.
Like it was just laughs.
And then it grew.
I don't know what happened, bro. I think Fody kind of like. Fody always charged me up. He's like my little brother. So he used to gas me up, be like, bro, I'm bringing you to a studio. I never wanted to go.
But yo, 40's a good guy like that. You
No,
need a guy like that
you
on your
need
side
that.
because you need somebody from the outside looking in, being like, yo, you know what? You're good at this. And then we're hard on ourselves, right? So we need you to hear that outside voice. Then you start to go, bro, maybe I am good at this.
And that's what it is, man. You need that motivation. You need somebody to say, like, I believe in you.
Yeah.
I think that you're good enough to go and put this on wax or go and spit in a microphone. So one thing led to another. I distinctly remember that day. I finished work. I was in my construction vest, and Fody like literally calls me. He's like, yo, I booked you a studio time. We're going to the studio.
See, bro, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that,
He
bro.
fully brought me to a studio, and we went in some guy's basement. This guy Envy. And
Yeah, I remember at that time.
Yeah, and like Envy had his thing going on, and there's rappers going in and out of there.
Yeah,
And
he was doing his thing from the beginning, too.
Yeah, he was.
And to be honest, even Swine Food to this day, guys, if you want to listen to Swine Food, go to Dat Pip. That shit's still on there, bro. It's still bangs, bro. Still bangs.
Heck yeah, I swear on everything. I was talking to somebody yesterday. I still get royalty checks.
Do you?
Yeah, it's so weird.
Hopefully you get a couple more after this. People go check it out. You know what I mean?
I haven't made music in 5 years probably, and I'm still getting royalties. So someone out there is listening. So shout out to whoever's actually listening.
Yeah, but that was probably me just this week because I took it in this week, bro. You know what I mean? I had to swing it back, bro.
My guy.
But yeah, it still bangs though too. Like
Yeah.
if you listen to it in the truck, like Envy must have done a good job, or
He
like
did.
the
Envy,
quality
yeah.
the quality was good. It's
Envy
still
was good. But yo, this is 2009. So like
before social media.
no
Instagram,
no like
that shit didn't exist.
There was none of that. It was literally word of mouth.
Yeah.
So basically, long story short, it was going to that studio session,
Yeah.
spitting like not even a song, bro. I was just reading off my phone like just a rap, and like I remember, imagine like I'm in a booth. This is very similar to being in a booth, like mic up, headphones on,
headphones,
and I'm
yeah.
rapping, and then it just stops, and I hear the door open, and it's Envy, and he's like, bro, who the fuck are you? Yeah, like what the fuck? Where you
you're
been?
good,
Yeah,
bro.
he's like, you're really good. Run that back from the top. Like, let's go. That was insane. That was all I needed.
Yeah.
Me at that point in my life.
Then
I'm
the
like, then it
the
was
confidence started growing.
confidence emulating from me. I was just gassed up. I'm like, holy shit, if my boys think I'm good and this engineer who I've never worked with before thinks I'm good, I might be good. This might be something. One song, which was a freestyle, turned into 2 songs, turned into a mixtape, turned into a release party.
Boom. I was there, bro. I
yeah,
remember.
Big party, like 800 people. And
Where was that at? Do you remember?
that was at Morrow's, which was in Liberty Village.
still remember,
which
yeah.
I don't even know what it's called now. I don't
Yeah.
even know if it's still around. But
So you slept and you got a lot of people out. I still remember because we used to, that jacket wasn't around that, but we would show it. Mapoli was like a community. First of all, how'd you come up with the name Mapoli? Like, obviously it's
You know
Napoli
what?
and Maple put
Yeah,
together,
it's-
right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just a play on words of me being Italian,
Yeah.
me coming from Maple.
Which is which is unique in the
Yeah,
hip hop
that-
game. You
and-
don't
and-
see that there very much.
it-
But by the way, Italian rap is taking. I don't know. If
I love Sfera Basta. Like,
yeah,
he's one of my
okay,
favorite.
Capo Plaza
Yeah,
and like a couple
bro,
of those guys.
I love Italian rap.
It's taking a flight.
Yeah, I mean, besides like actual Italian language rap, which is that what we were alluding to, I'm talking about like 2009. The Toronto hip hop community is pretty much made of Drake bubbling up. He's starting to bubble. He just signed to Young Money. You have like Cardinal, you have like Socrates, and then that's it.
Right.
Tory Lanez isn't out yet.
And you linked up with Johnny Rocks too at that time, which he's one of Drake's
Johnny Rocks.
boys.
Yeah, he's Drake's personal trainer right now. I still speak to Rocks every day, man. We talk watches, we talk golf. Rocks
He
is
comes
good
by the
people.
boxing gym sometimes. Bro.
Does he? Oh,
he
yeah.
gets after it.
Yeah,
bro.
man. He's Johnny's been good people's the whole time, and he's kept it consistent with me the whole time. If I ever reached out to him, he reaches back. So Rox is good people. I met a lot of people in music, man.
That's the beautiful thing about the creative process, bro, is that you meet people along the way and they all add to the story. And I'm sure it transitioned well into where you are modern day.
Oh, yeah.
How many lessons have you learned?
And just, being able to navigate the entrepreneur life, being able to, discipline, having self-discipline and motivating yourself. There's ups and downs in every business that you take, man.
Yeah.
If you could be selling CDs or you could be selling pictures, canvas art, and whatever it may be. There's ups and downs. You're going to have days where you're like, yo, I killed it today. I was really productive. I got a lot of things done for my business. And then there's days where it's like, yo, I don't want to do this anymore, man. It's too difficult. I just want to go get a 9 to 5, have guaranteed payment at the end of the week, and you get really down on yourself. You just have ups and downs. Yeah, man. Like being a creative will teach you that discipline that you need. You need to stay even keel the whole time. You never get too high on the highs. You never get too low on the lows. You just try to stay even. Try to stay consistent. You
got to stay humble, bro. And if you don't, something will come along and humble you.
Yeah.
But it was good that so you obviously had the circle around you to give you that motivation to take those first steps. And then the swine flu came out. And I think that's really where shit just got crazy, bro.
It did.
After swine
I wasn't prepared for
everybody was bumping that shit, but we would be going to parties, bro. I know us.
Yeah.
Like at that time, I was probably maybe like 18 or something. So you got to think as a younger lad, we were looking up to you guys, bro. We were all in like a community together that it brought us together.
Yeah.
That Mapoli, like our soccer teams in men's league were called Mapoli. Everything we would always represent was Mapoli. It was more than just. It was a musical pursuit, but it was something that trickled down to like a community, bro.
Yeah.
It brought us together in a way that we had that connection for life. So looking back now, like there's so much amazing things that you can take from it, bro.
Yeah, man. And I'm blessed to be part of that. I think we're all blessed.
You spearheaded it, bro. You were the tribe leader in that, bro. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't want to take too much credit, but I guess I'll wear the crown for that.
Yeah, you
but
got it, bro.
At the end of the day, it was a beautiful thing. It was good to have that support. I think that in anything that you do in life, you need support. You need community support. You need people to gas you up. And then on the contrary, you also need those same people to
check you,
to
bro.
check you, exactly.
Yeah, which I'm sure you had, bro.
Oh, man. You know how we get down.
You
know
got
how
it,
the friends are like,
Italian, bro.
Exactly.
They're going to tell you, bro, you're acting like a mort.
You're acting like a mort to the fount.
You're acting like an idiot, bro.
Yeah, stupid. Sit
Give him
down.
a smack.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I would get smacked, but I'd get close to that. You know what I mean? We get into heated arguments.
Figuratively,
but yeah, you need that. And no matter what, you need people to check you when you're doing right. You need people to check you when you're doing wrong. And that goes back to what you were saying, alluding to being humbled. You need to humble yourself, or the universe will humble you for you. And that's super important.
And that's what I like about like these creative pursuits is that it translates so well into life, bro. Like it relates, because look, it's like you just said, the ups, the downs. Like what's that? That's life, isn't it? Like the ups, the downs, and all these things. That's why I'm a big guy on trying things, bro. You got to try things. If you don't try things, you'll never know. Like imagine you didn't have that encouragement back then by 40 or whatever to tell you, bro, just go and try. I booked you a studio, come through, like you're good at this.
Yeah, would have never. That jacket would have never got made.
Nothing would have been existed.
Sit down probably would have never happened.
Exactly.
Me being in a position I am in life right now probably would never be there.
And that's the crazy thing about looking back. That's what I love. Well, what's the creative process like when you're like creating? When you were creating like Swine Food, for example, like we were saying, is like you couldn't go nowhere without hearing those songs, bro. You ask guys to this day from this area in Toronto to rap those songs. I could rap those songs straight up.
It's actually crazy.
It's actually crazy. So they laid a good impact on people, which shows the sustainability of it and the credibility of it as well.
I think more so. I think what you're trying to. I kind of get what you're trying to ask, and I think that it relates and it goes across any business. You have to make, if you're being a creative, you got to make a product or you got to deliver a service that resonates with people. I think what was big on that CD was I was 20 years old. I was going through a lot of the things that everybody else around me was going through because I was in the same playing field. Nowadays, you listen to a rap song, you're hearing stories about like things that the regular person doesn't deal with. Like I don't have to pick between my 5 Ferraris or.
So it wasn't as relatable.
It wasn't relatable.
It was bars. Lyrically, it was very inclined too, bro.
And that's something I took pride in. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I think it was important that I wasn't even trying. I was making things that were resonating with people. And it was relatable, and it wasn't no bullshit. It was just straight up. This is what I'm going through. Chances are, as a 20-year-old going to school, not having a lot of money, having family problems, having girl problems, having friend problems, and this was just my outlet, and I think a lot of people dealt with that too, and it was just relatable, and that's why people.
And it's still to this day. That's music is timeless, bro.
Of course, that's why I love it, man.
Music is timeless.
It's legacy, man. It's
it
legacy,
is. That's exactly what it is, because it's still to this day. Like I said, you pop it on now. Like back then, we'd be at parties rapping those songs full fledged. Like it was a community. But creating that album, like, what was that creative process like? Because I'm curious, like for me, when I'm thinking of ideas for podcasts and shit, I'll be running, ideas come to my head. Yeah. For you, when you're writing raps and stuff, like, what was that like? Like, where did you come up with would you just sit down and be like, session, let's get it done?
That's kind of how it became. But at the beginning, like I said, it would be like, I'd be sitting with Anton or Fody, and we would just be like, yo, let's freestyle.
Yeah. Also, and then you just write the rhyme. Yeah.
And now we'd think of some clever shit. I might write it down, or it might be like, yo, I was at the subway today waiting for my train, and it was like, yo, I wrote these 10 bars down. You know, how do they sound? I'd rap them to them. They'd be like, yo, that sounds sick, or yo, scrap that. And at the beginning, it was, there was no song. Normally, when you write a song, it's hook, verse, hook, verse, hook. Like, it's a formula, right? Back then, it was just like bars. There was no formula to any of the songs on Swinefoo. It was literally a mishmash of just bars, bro. There was no formula.
Just putting together, like, just straight up lyrics.
It was
like,
just lyrics. There was no formula. It was like just verse, like 32 bar verse, a little hook, and the song ends.
Yeah.
There was no system to it, and that's what it was on the first.
So it sounds like, bro, like that's something I didn't know. Like, so it wasn't just you in a fucking dark room with one little lamp writing fucking bare bars. No. It was like a creative process with other people.
Yeah, bro. We used to INFU, that rapper persona was not me. There was
y'all don't know INFU, y'all just know Andrew.
Exactly.
Straight
like
up.
It wasn't me. There was people, there was our friends, there was our mutual friends, there was my cousins, there was my family, there was and
I want to ask you about that too.
People behind us, man. It was
just
a movement. Yeah, it was a movement. It wasn't
and I think that's what made the uniqueness of it, bro. Like, I truly believe that, because to this day, you have that vibe still. We have that community amongst each other. Yeah. You don't see each other for 1 year, bro, and you start chopping it up like it was nothing. And that's a unique thing. Right. But you talked about support and like your family and stuff, and that's always a curiosity in my mind too, bro. Is like when you're starting to encounter and endure these creative pursuits, like especially with rap and hip hop. What was that like with your family, bro? Did they support you straight away? Did they trip out a bit? Like, what was that like?
I think it goes without saying that any like Italian fam. I just did another podcast where I kind of talked about this briefly, and it was like,
and he did well. That guy. That was a very good. That was a very good podcast.
And bro, basically what it is. Yeah, I'll take some more for sure. You got to remember, like, bro, my parents came here to this country.
Italian background, you know what I mean?
They came to the country with nothing. So for them, it's always been that thing of like, yo, we got to work. You got to go to work. You got to make money. And that's the only way to do it. Go to school. If you're a kid, like, go fucking educate yourself, university degree. And, they tried to give us that life that they didn't have, the option to make your own choices. But with that option to make your own choices, if I decided to venture on a path of my own choice, it was about proving them wrong the right way.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
it was with like a good heart. It wasn't like
proving them wrong the right way. That's how I used
like
to
I
put
want
it.
you to come with me kind of thing.
Exactly.
Let's do this.
And
I can show you I can do it.
They never really, my dad especially, never really believed in it until that Morrow's first party.
And he was there too, and he saw that shit.
And he was like, "What the fuck?
Beautiful.
There's 800 people here singing bar for bar every song, and you made yourself like." I think we made like 20 grand that night.
Yeah.
And it was like,
it was a lot of people.
Yeah, it was like, bro, but you got to remember, I'm 20 years old.
Yeah.
So 20 racks back then is like,
especially back then. That's
shit.
what, 2011, probably around that same time.
That was January 29th, 2010.
2010. And did Johnny Rocks play that night too?
Yeah, Rocks came out, Paige came out, Gianluca from Glass Amp came out. Man, my boy Lancelot hosted it. DJ Respect, and these were like massive people in the Toronto hip hop.
Big guys in the Toronto scene, especially at that time.
At that time, that was right when like I'm still fly.
Yeah.
I'm still fly. And Paige came out like that was he came out at the end of the thing to rock it. It was just a. It was.
And how'd you network those? How'd you finesse that? You were just like, because you didn't have Instagram to be like sliding DMs and stuff, bro. That's what I mean. Like, this is what we have to understand, guys, is that Instagram and these social medias didn't exist. So, bro, back then, we had to do it by hand.
You had to drive.
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth. And it was, these guys, you got to remember, they're not taking you seriously if you're not legitimate.
Yeah, you have to be good.
That's what it was back then. Nowadays, it's like you slide in someone's DMs and
Offer them some loot.
I'll give you $500 to just comment on my picture. It's like some bullshit like that. Back then, it was not like that.
No.
It was like, pull up to the studio. Let me hear you rap. Let me see your repertoire. Can you do what you say you can do? Yeah. And then we'll talk. And
you talk the talk, but you have to walk the walk.
Nowadays, it's a lot easier to be a creative, man. You have so many things accessible to you where you can
look. You got YouTube, you got TikTok, you got all these different apps that their algorithms are fucking crazy, bro.
And it's hashtags and all that shit. I didn't have that stuff back then. It was all word of mouth. It was community support. It was driving, hustling, traveling. That's what it was. That's what it took. That was the true entrepreneur lifestyle. I mean, not to say that entrepreneurs now don't deal with that, but you know, if nowadays, if an entrepreneur had a little bit of that drive, that motivation of the early 2000s mixed in with the social media platforms you have now, like there's no way you can fail. Yeah. There's no way. If you mix in hustle and muscle, there's no way you can fail. Yeah. And it was just a beautiful thing to be part of.
And I think that's probably what your parents saw, and then they probably swung it. Because coming from an Italian household too, and this is something that I'm interested to see how we can solve. So I want to bring this up too. Is like, look, like as a young kid, young adolescent, young 20s, early 20s, late teens. You know, maybe you find an interest in athletics. Maybe you find an interest in musical pursuits, creative pursuits, whatever it may be. That's not necessarily a job. We're told we have to pick a job. So if we don't have those outside sources to encourage us, like how are these younger kids going to be able to realize that we can make a career out of this? We can do this. Like there's opportunities there, especially now.
Yeah, I feel for anybody who has to cross that path in their life where, let's say you're a 16 or 17-year-old kid and you're really good at soccer, and you know soccer is a tough game to make, and you want to pursue it professionally.
There's a lot more opportunities now, though.
Nowadays, I feel bad for them because they almost have to make that decision where it's like, if you choose that path and you walk that road, you got to go full-fledged. Yeah, there's tons of opportunity, but you got to walk the path. No one's going to stroll you down that path. You got to make sure that you walk that path and that you do it with your head down, focused, motivated. Hustle and muscle. The opportunities are there.
It's there, and that's what I think they need to realize.
You got to put yourself in that position.
If you like it and you care about it, it can be done, especially at an early age. And that's what I was always so interested. Especially when I was that age, I didn't think that was possible. I didn't think that you can make a career out of X, Y, and Z. You know, I thought you got to get a job and do this kind of stuff, and then that's what it is. So convincing our parents is a little bit like a hurdle, so to speak, especially coming from the Italian background, right? Like. It's a little bit of like a hurdle, but you prove it through the walk, you know? Yeah. I think anybody respects the hard work and the effort that goes into something like that. Of course,
man. Execution, executing on something will turn heads. Yeah. Whether it's your parents, whether it's naysayers or friends or people who just don't believe in you. Once you execute those goals or once you achieve those things, like you're definitely going to turn heads. Naysayers are going to
and that's where it starts. And then it blossoms like it did for you. And then it blossoms like it did for you. Beautiful. So after swine flu, then like, take us after that. Like, what was after that? It just went. Everybody's talking about it. We got it all. We got it in everybody's stereo at any convenience store everywhere. We're rolling in and out. Everybody's bumping swine flu.
After swine flu, man, it was a non-stop. I wasn't ready.
You weren't ready, eh?
I wasn't ready.
Shit happened quick.
Yeah, it
bro.
was.
Wake
and
up,
and
let's
that's
go.
great. Yeah, and I wasn't prepared for it. My back end wasn't ready for it. My revenue streams weren't. I wasn't ready for that. It was beautiful. Yeah, I'll never trade that for the world. But it was another mixtape, and then it was another party, booking shows, doing tours.
And you did that shit all yourself.
All myself. Well, once again, INFU wasn't a person. There was a team behind me. But yeah, I spearheaded it. But then it was just a barrage from 2010 to like 2016. It was just full speed, bro. Like 150 miles an hour, man.
Every day, all day.
New York, LA, like Cincinnati. Like we were just out everywhere, like in the city, studios, videos. It was crazy. Yeah. And that's ultimately what led me to want to leave music.
Oh, really?
Bro, it was
that was your perspective from inside of it.
It was too much.
It was too much to like with the people even, or just outside, like other than just the elements of it.
It was a mixture of growing up and maturing and making a decision. Once again, I had another path to cross.
Right.
My life had taken a different turn at that point there. I got out of a bad not a bad relationship. I got out of a relationship.
Right.
My wallet was feeling it. I was like, fuck, yo. Like,
You're investing
I'm
in the brand and everything, right?
And I'm never really caking. I'm making money, but I'm not caking. All the shows I'm getting are hosting as opposed to my own music.
So that's how it translated a bit into like hosting, which was like the more of a business aspect of it.
And that's what it was. It was like, how am I going to pay my bills? I got to take on these hosting gigs. So I'd take on like 3 hosting gigs a week.
Yeah.
I used to run like a Trap Thursday, which was like pay my Thursday night bill. Then I'd take a Friday gig, take a Friday bill, and a Saturday gig. Yeah, the money was great. It did nothing to do with my music anymore.
It just didn't buzz you the same way.
Yeah, it
that's
didn't.
What it was.
You fall out of love with something, and it's like anything in life, bro. If you fall out of love with something, it's okay to say like, yo, I don't love you anymore.
Exactly.
You're an important thing in my life.
Look at how many lessons you take from that anyway.
Man.
So, bro, you're winning at the end of the day.
You never lose.
You never lose.
You never lose.
Because it translated well into the entrepreneurial lifestyle that you live now.
150%.
And it went just as the same way as it went there. It went 0 to 100, right? That shit went quick.
Very quick, and I'm blessed to have experienced all that stuff.
100%. I'm blessed to even be a part of it, the little bit that it was.
You were.
Because it was as an amazing thing.
It was beautiful, and yeah, you're right, man. The lessons that you take from it, the lessons that you learn, invaluable. You can't put a price tag on that stuff.
Can't put a price on experience, guys, and that's 100%.
Pause 1 sec.
Yeah.
What is this?
This is Socialite Peach.
But what flavor?
Oh, this one's
This
one's
is
the orange.
fire, bro.
This one's the orange.
I should have went with
fuck with Socialites? Like, what do you drink? You don't drink beer? You don't drink beer, right? So this is what you gotta drink, bro.
I don't drink.
This is zero sugar, brother.
Say word.
Yeah, 0 sugar.
Wow.
No hangover. You bury like 6 of these, couple shots to the body, and you're good.
Ooh, couple shots to the body.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
You're good.
for me, I'm not a beer guy, bro. I'm more drink, man.
No, we're
fair enough. I'm more of like I drink those drinks at like if you go to like your Zio's house and like you look in his like alcohol box or like his like kumo of alcohol.
Yeah.
And those weird bottles at the back. Like those ones.
Oh, those ones we used to take when we were kids, put in the water bottle and just drink.
Standard.
Yeah.
Those are the things I drink. I drink like Montenegro.
Oh, you're a vet,
Amaros.
bro.
I'm old school. Bro.
You're
I'm
a
a
vet.
vet. Like I drink the ones that
So
like,
you don't
like
drink
syrup.
You don't drink hard stuff. Like you only drink hard stuff. Then you prefer it.
I've had my days of drinking too much hard stuff to the point now where it's like if I'm gonna have a scotch, I'm gonna have a scotch.
Yeah.
Whereas like 10 years ago, it
You
was
smoke
like
a cigar and shit too.
I'll smoke a cigar. I'm big on golf now. Like I'm like standard.
All the boys are golfing.
Yeah,
eh?
standard golf, like standard scotch.
Yeah.
Standard cigar.
Yeah, a little buzz on the course doesn't hurt nobody.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
just having a laugh. But like if I'm gonna drink, Campari, Aperol, Montenegro, Amaros.
Montenegro's good after you eat, right? Nice little digestivo.
Bro, my problem is I drink digestivos when they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Like I just drink digestivo not to digest.
Yeah.
Just drink. I
For
like
a bit of a buzz.
I love Montenegro.
Yeah.
Very high in sugar.
Yeah.
And not very high in actual alcohol, so you have to like drink a lot of it.
All the boys love Montenegro though.
It's Monte.
Every
man.
time we
it's
go,
a buzz. It's a how you gotta have a buzz, and it's a laugh.
It's a
that
proper
drink.
buzz too.
I love it. I mean, you can contain yourself with Montenegro
Yeah.
because it's like
It's a slow build.
it's a slow build.
It's not like if you're doing fucking vodka or something like
no.
that. It's a 0 to
If
100.
you're hammering vodka, you got your own problems.
When we had a couple of runs around the block with the old vodka and stuff like that. But for me, I like a little bit of shots and I like the socials and stuff. The socials is better than the White Claws though.
Really?
White Claws has got a bit of sugar. It's gonna give you a bit. All I'm worried about is the next day, food. We're older now. We're vets. You know, we the next day I don't want to be having a headache on a 45, bro.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I'm an aging vet. You're like entering your prime.
You think so?
Yeah,
I hope,
you're
bro.
more like of Austin Matthews.
Austin
You're
Matthews,
at
that's
that-
an honor,
you're-
guys.
You're like prime.
Yeah.
I'm more of like the Joe Thornton,
Yeah.
Jason Spezza.
Yeah.
Like I'm exiting the league. I'm still there though. Deep playoff push,
buddy.
strong playoff numbers. I'm there when it matters. But like I'm exiting the league shortly.
You're exiting the league shortly.
Yeah, but on a high note.
On a high note,
Yeah,
always.
standard.
And you're
Standard.
leaving a good impact on the time.
Heavy legacy for the next guys.
Heavy legacy for the next up and comers to like. You know what? That's a good place to actually go right now. What would be your advice to somebody who's like kind of doing the same thing that you did at that age, bro? Like if you had to give advice to somebody, what would it be?
Couple things, man. One, don't get lost in the sauce.
Don't get lost in the sauce. Love it.
Don't take anything for granted. Cherish every moment. Drive slow. Like appreciate what's happening around you. Listen, in my experience, the rise to the top, the elevation of the business, the growth of everything is the most important and the most exciting
The process,
part.
bro.
Yeah, that's the funnest part.
It's not
And
the end goal, it's the process.
And appreciate that growth. Even the smallest little thing, appreciate it. Take a second, fall back and look around and appreciate that. Because once you're there and once you kind of hit your goal, I will tell you this, it's never enough.
Then it's like, what now?
What's the next
Where do we go now?
Like if the goal is like I want to sell out a show or I want to headline Canadian Music Week,
Which you did, right?
Yeah, these are my examples.
Yeah.
As soon as you do that, it's like, what's next?
Yeah.
And then it's never enough.
But the process is the most valuable learning
100%.
and sentimental thing that you're going to go through. So that's great advice.
And bro, and that's for any business. So appreciate everything. Take a moment to fall back and look around and like be thankful for even being in that position to excel and to grow.
Yeah,
that's
some great advice because I think we live a fucking fast-paced lifestyle now, bro.
Bro,
it's fast, bro. So it just goes by in 2 seconds, and maybe you miss a couple signs and exits on the way that you could have maybe took. Exactly. So that's why it's good. That's some good piece of advice to somebody who's up and coming, maybe from Toronto, because there's definitely, bro, bear guys that know of you or remember the Mapoli movement. You know, there's so many people that know Mapoli because me and Sean used to walk around with that jacket, show up to clubs like, yo, what's up, bro? Like we represent, you know what I mean? Like we're here. It's a community. Yeah, I got a pics. I'll throw up a couple pics of that.
I seen a couple vintage pictures of all the boys wearing those jackets, and it was scary. It was a scary thing. Like holy shit.
But we got big hearts though. It's hard on the outside, soft. You know what I mean?
Soft.
That's how we are.
Bro. My wife will be the first one to tell you that.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
But like you said, bro, appreciate that.
Appreciate it, bro.
And Toronto's got a big buzz right now for music. I think that's a great segue.
Yeah, it's a great segue.
Into what we wanted to talk about.
Exactly, which I want to bring up now. But before I do, I wanted to throw in one more little thing. So you gave the advice to the other people. Coming up, what would be a piece of advice to you, bro? If you could go back into Lil Fu, right now you're Big Fu, you know, like Lil Fu. Like sit down for a second, brother, with an E. Brother, let me talk to you for a second. This is the advice I want to give for you, okay? Take it or leave it, have a coffee, and then go take off and enjoy. What would you say? And then we'll segue into modern day rap right now, Drake and everything.
Yeah, if I could say something to Lil Fuzi, don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
You were hard as fuck on yourself?
Yeah, man. Don't be so hard on yourself. The world is not on your shoulders. I think that we take this thing where we have this like preconceived notion that, you know, I'm gonna put the world on my back and I'm gonna change everyone's lives and I'm gonna do this and chill. Let it happen. Yeah. And you know, like I said before, man, Lil Fu, take a look around. Stop what you're doing right now. Yeah. And appreciate the fact that if you pull up to a convenience store, there's kids outside bumping your music. If your parents pull up to the grocery store, someone's carrying their groceries. Like, appreciate that stuff. Yeah. Don't take it for granted because one day it's gone.
One day it's,
Like, one day it's not going to happen.
It will transition out.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
those memories will be there forever, but it's what it is.
Appreciate. I don't think that was my problem. Is I never fell back.
Yeah.
And I never, like, said, holy shit, look at what we did.
But to be fair, you were a fucking kid.
Yeah,
and that's what's crazy.
Yeah, I know,
like most of these studs that are coming up, maybe athletically or in the music industry, they're kids, bro.
Yeah.
Like you're in your early 20s. Do you know how fucking crazy I was in my early 20s?
Oh,
bro?
you?
You know what I mean? Like,
I saw the videos. Bro.
Yeah, bro.
I have those videos somewhere.
For sure, bro.
Yeah,
for sure. The 92 crew, all that stuff.
The 92 crew.
But I don't regret nothing. I don't regret nothing.
You
can never regret nothing.
The beautiful thing is you have those videos, so like
Always.
you actually have physical, you actually have substance that you can go back and see.
And I might be able to find some like good vintage stuff that I can throw into this podcast. I'm gonna have fun editing this one.
You have some epic.
I do.
You have some epic memories on camera.
I used to I would show up at parties with video cameras. Now you look modern day, like Nelk Boys, for example.
Yeah.
Like
now they do that, and
now
those guys
they do
made
that,
a brand
and they make like millions of dollars on merch and stuff. Which like shout out to the jacket, but like. So now I want to segue into the part where where I want to talk about Drake and everything that's been going on, because the way I came up with this idea, I was like, yo, I want to do a quick rips episode on like just a quick 7-minute video on Drake and the Certified Lover Boy is causing a major buzz around the city right now. And I said, who's one guy that I know that fucking knows a thing or two about rap music, that's been around the block a couple times, and he knows he can have a good input, and that's my boy Big Fuzi. So I said, but then that translated into doing a full podcast, which is even better. So, bro, let's just say it out. What do you think about the album, Certified Lover Boy? What's your opinion on it?
I think it's a slapper.
Think it's a slapper? Banger?
Okay, so shit. I'm really tough on music.
Slay It Out is, bro. I'm
Yeah.
sure Drake doesn't. Okay, we
no,
love you, bro. Like, it's all good.
Yeah, no. This is my thing. Is it Drake's best project? No.
What is his best project, you think?
Take Care.
Take Care?
Take Care.
Oh, that was a pivotal moment, right?
Yeah, pivotal moment for him in hip hop. That's when, to me, he created that Toronto sound of music and he cemented it in like a global scale. But however, this is not his best project.
Right, okay.
However, there are about 5 or 6 absolute slappers. They give you that automatic, like, who shit beside me in the stall face. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, slappers. So there's 5 or 6 of them. I fuck with the album. It's playing in my truck right now.
Yeah,
so,
that was going to say. Drake, I've heard infamously say is that he wants to make music to drive to, that you vibe to when you're driving. Is that how you take it in?
Yeah, I love taking in music on the road.
On the road,
I
best,
have to
bro.
be on
Go
the
for
road.
a drive.
Yeah, go for a drive.
Yeah.
Any album. Rock, rap, hip-hop, doesn't matter. R&B, country. I like to listen to it.
You're a fan of everything? Your scope
eclectic as
doesn't,
hell, bro.
doesn't stop. You like rap, rock, everything.
I love everything.
Okay, beautiful.
Bro,
yeah.
I pull up to a Dredge concert.
Oh, remember?
Yeah, pull
Classic.
up to a Foo Fighters concert.
Yeah.
I'll pull up to an Alan Jackson country.
Yeah, the versatility.
I love music.
Yeah.
So I got a tattoo now. I love music. But in terms of CLB,
Yeah.
things I would have liked to see on the album, I would have liked to see a weekend feature.
What's up with that, bro? Anyways, did they have a problem? Like, what was good with that?
I'm sure they had their own beefs back in the day, but I think it's all like
It's all
clever
clean,
now.
yeah.
It's all good now.
We just had to fix things.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
remember.
I would have liked to see a weekend feature. I would have liked a Boy Wonder production on the album. There is no song produced by Boy Wonder.
Yeah, that's true.
There's guys that are in Wonder's camp. I would have loved to hear that are on the album, but I would have loved to hear a Boy Wonder song on there. And it's surprising. Normally, nobody out-raps Drake on any of his songs. If there's a song and it's got Drake or featuring Drake, it's always Drake beats him. This is the first time I think I've heard somebody out-rap Drake. And it was Lil Wayne on the with the song with Rick Ross and Lil Wayne. I forget what it's called.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I have the track list here.
Lil Wayne bodies that song. And that's like so rare. It's like, fuck.
What a veteran he is, bro. What an absolute
Lil
veteran.
Wayne's an incredible lyricist. But it's like, it's rare. You don't really hear too often where Drake gets bodied on a song.
That's interesting that you take that perspective on it,
Bro, you never...
Because every time I hear a song featuring Drake, it's a bad buzz for the other rapper because then I'm like, wow, bro, this song is crazy.
I challenge you to go home or you're here, like, you know, I mean, go sit in your truck and listen to Lil Wayne on that song, and it's like,
I will take it
Wayne
in.
snapped,
Yeah,
like, and it was like, shit. Did Drake think at that point, should I redo my verse or should I let the greatness be great?
he probably didn't even care.
Yeah, that's
he
what I'm
was
saying.
like,
It's
so much
Wayne.
respect.
Exactly. Like,
he had
let
that
him
billboard
be great.
up in Toronto.
That's what I'm saying.
Remember?
Yeah, of course. Like Tay Toronto, the greatest rapper.
rapper ever.
So it's like, yo, let him be great. Like Wayne snapped. So yeah, I fuck with CLB. Obviously, there's the whole CLB versus Donda.
Yeah, which I want to get into as well.
Yeah, so it's like I love both albums.
Yeah.
If I was to give them on a report card,
Yeah.
for me, CLB gets a 8.5 out of 10, and Donda gets a 7.
Get to 7. So Drake won that. But before we even get into like the whole Drake versus Kanye thing, which I definitely have to get into, I wanted, bro. You look at Drake, and the one thing I respect is, first of all, if you're from Toronto, you don't fuck with Drake. Okay, I don't know, guys. Like,
It's weird. It's just
that's
weird. No, it's just
like
weird.
you gotta celebrate your surroundings,
Yeah,
not for
that's just
anything.
weirdness,
I don't
yeah.
know, but like even The Weeknd, Justin Bieber, everybody like that. They come from where you come from.
Yeah.
Drake ripped it up Dufferin just like you ripped it up Dufferin.
Guy went to Wonderland just like you.
Yeah,
like stop being weird.
And there's another thing that I respect the fuck out of him is that he doesn't hate very much. He celebrates his surroundings. Everybody you see around him has been there.
Yeah.
From day one.
Of course.
That's something that I feel that loyalty is something you don't see as often nowadays, especially. So that's something I love, and he's always brought everybody. He's put everybody on around him. He's put on bare rappers. How many rappers has he put on, bro?
From the city alone, you
even outside the city.
Yeah, if you get a Drake stamp, like if you get a song featuring Drake, you're washed. You're
everything.
Good. Yeah, you're good to go. The thing with what you just said though is Drake has a team behind him.
Yeah.
And he probably trusts those guys to the fullest.
Yeah.
Like those are his boys. So who better to, gear you in the right direction than your boys?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And that's what I always celebrated about Drake. You look at it, it's like, fuck, this guy's been with these guys from day one, bro.
Oh yeah, man.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
What's your favorite Drake album?
My favorite Drake, honestly, bro, is the Scorpion. There were some bangers on there, bro.
Yeah, no, there's heavy. Yo, the guy. Okay.
And I like, bro, to be honest, to give my little bit of take on CLB, CLB is the album where, like, you know, you'll be going for a drive. You might think about your ex-girlfriend for 25 minutes. You might get emotional.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But there's also some slappers on there, like Fuzi said, where, like, you might want to go punch somebody in the face. But
100%.
it's all in good fun. Remember, that's always in good fun. But I like a lot of the tracks on there. I'm a little bit of emotional. I like the emotion, type of shit. Like, I like crazy, like, emotional bands, like grunge bands. I've always been like really big on that.
Yeah.
So I fuck with the album. I like it. I think it's definitely one of my. I got into Drake in my later years, like post Take Care, like a little bit after that.
Yeah.
So you're way more experienced on the topic than I am, but I love those fucking bangers. Like I'm Upset, like those kinds of tracks hit me well.
Okay, so this is what you just spoke about.
Yeah.
Do you know what Versus is?
Versus
is like this thing that's online where they pit rappers against each other, and they put the 20 best songs of one rapper versus the 20 best songs of another. And I think that's what sparked the whole Drake versus Kanye thing. Is everybody wants to see Drake versus Kanye in a versus.
Yeah.
Who's gonna win? Who's got the 20 best songs head to head? Who would win?
Yeah.
You just said I like the emotional songs.
Yeah.
My whole perspective on that is everybody, if you asked anybody, what are your 20 favorite Drake songs? I can almost guarantee that everybody would give you 20 different songs. You might have one guy that'll give you a list of his top 20 favorite Drake songs. I bet you his list is completely different than your list. And then to the next guy, to the next guy. Whereas if you asked, what are Kanye West's 20 best songs? You'd probably, everyone would have more or less the same.
Oh, that's an
list.
interesting take on it, bro.
So this is why, and this is for only the versus battle. I think if they ever went head to head on a versus, it would be a lot closer than anyone thinks. Because what my top 20 favorite Drake songs are 100% different than your top 20 Drake songs.
Because he's versatile as fuck. That's why he comes from all angles.
And that might be in a versus battle. That would be his greatest downfall.
Downfall.
Yeah, because because let's say there's 3 judges. And those 3 judges, let's say it was me, you, and someone else. Yeah. You're gonna vibe with the emotional records. You're gonna be like, yo, those emotional records really touch me, but I wasn't really fucking with those next ones. Right. Where I might say, yo, I love the slappers, but why'd he do that soft shit?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what but it's a beautiful. His greatest flaw is his greatest advantage on everybody. He's eclectic. He's versatile. He can do anything. But that's kind of where I think he would lose on the verses. Not lose, but it would be a lot closer than anyone would think.
Okay, so that's interesting. But straight up freestyle, Drake takes it?
Listen, the most dangerous songs in our generation are time and place Drake.
Okay.
So anytime you see a time where it's like 7 a.m. or 9 a.m. in a place.
Yeah, 7
so like 7 in Bridle Path. If you 9 p.m. in Dallas, if you listen to 5 a.m. in Toronto, 6 p.m. in New York, any time and place Drake is the most dangerous Drake. That's the most dangerous rapper in probably our generation.
Because lyrically on that album, he goes in.
On any time, I'm telling you right now, if you go back and look at his catalog of music, anytime you see time and place Drake, the most dangerous rapper. Probably that you can, he'll go bar for bar against anybody, in my opinion, when he's time and place. So, and do that for yourself. Like I challenge all the viewers. Yeah. Like if you're a Drake fan, go listen to his time and place songs. That's when Drake snaps.
That's a good point because they all are lyrically crazy. He has some good time and place. He's the kind of rapper that you go back and listen to and you fucking hear something else. Oh shit, that's what he was saying.
Very much like Jay-Z like that.
Yeah.
Very much.
And he was on the album too. Did you like that? Did you like that track?
Jay-Z's verse. Jay-Z to me is he's a lot older. Remember we talked about aging veterans?
Right.
He's Gordie Howe. He's like Ken Griffey Jr. If he came back and jumped on a track, he's going to say some shit you have to listen to 3 or 4 times to understand it.
That's the crazy thing about
he's got entendre. He's very, very technical. He raps with a lot of entendre where it's it'll have 3 or 4 meanings. The same word, the same statement will have 3 or 4 meanings. He's a genius. Yeah. So I love that Drake brought Jay back on the album.
I didn't expect that. And isn't Jay-Z and Kanye boys? So how does that work?
Beats me, bro.
Yeah, that's what I always trip out about. Because like when they meet up with each other, then the Drake song comes out and then Kanye's just like, so I heard your song with Drake or whatever. It's like imagine one of your boys was fucking with a guy that you don't fuck with, but whatever. But so it was overall good. So Fuzi gives it an 8.5. He gives Donda a 7. I tried to listen to Donda, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I fuck with Kanye. I like Yeezys and shit. I like his clothing. I fuck with him as an individual. I think there's an element of genius there. He can be a little bit erratic, but musically, I pick Drake, but Yeah, I think you give a fair assessment of it. Now, who's the greatest of all time? That's why another thing I wanted to ask you. Who do you think's the best there is to ever do it?
The best to ever be a rapper, or the best
Like just in general.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z's the best ever?
Without hesitation.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, it's not.
Which a lot of people agree with you.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. Listen, if Biggie or Pac had a bigger catalog of music, like if they were around longer, they might. There might not even
for the
be,
time that they were around, they impacted like mad.
Oh my god, you can go. Notorious B.I.G. made timeless music.
Timeless.
Yeah, you can go to you turn on the radio now. It's 2021, and you still hear a Biggie song.
Yeah,
there's
anybody can jam to Big Papa like anywhere.
There's not many.
Doesn't matter.
There's not many artists of any genre that you can listen to 30 years later, and they're still on the radio, like heavy rotation. It's not like you hear it once in a while. It's heavy rotation. You hear it every day.
Yeah.
But Biggie, if he had a longer legacy, he'd probably go down as the greatest, and there might not even be a Jay-Z if Biggie said it. But for me,
because New York, right?
Yeah,
New
it's
York
Jay-Z, man.
Yeah.
Like Jay-Z.
And how about between Biggie and Tupac? Since we gotta ask that, anyways, who do you pick?
Bro, I fuck with Biggie, man.
Fuck with B.I.G?
Biggie Smalls, man.
Yeah,
Biggie Smalls is the wickedest.
Yeah, straight up. You know what? Like that. There's that one infamous vintage freestyle of him on the side of Brooklyn when he's like 16.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Shit is crazy, bro.
Bro, it's Biggie Smalls, man. That guy was and I love watching. Like I'm a big loser for like docs, bro. I love watching documentaries and shit like that. Yeah, like I love that. So it's like I'll randomly pop on like to Netflix or Crave, and you see these like different takes on Biggie or Pac and their come up, and it's just like crazy the footage that you missed or you saw or you forgot about. These guys really emulated hip hop at the time. No Facebook, no Twitter,
that shit didn't exist.
No Instagram, no like nothing, bro.
Makes it more meaningful now.
Yeah,
looking
bro.
back,
And it's like, what the fuck? These guys really did it.
Yeah.
Like these guys really did it on their own. Put gas in the car and like drive to where they had to be. Not send no email bullshit.
Yeah,
no
bro.
cell phone. Like, bro, they literally did it. Like, and they were amazing.
They got that shit done, and that's why they're legends.
Yeah, legends, bro.
And it's timeless, like you said. Yeah. It's fucking timeless.
Yeah, but I'm Biggie over Pac. Not
Biggie
that Pac was bad, but bro, just Biggie Smalls.
Okay, fair enough, and I'm sure a lot of people would agree with you too. But listen, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I want to go into the final segment here. Salute. I don't know if you're familiar with it. There's the last segment on the Couple Casuals podcast is called Salute, bro.
Salute.
Salute. It's like, when you're at a thing, you give a drink, you want to say a quick little speech. And I got a little bit of a special salute today with Big Fuzi. Like I said, I was listening to your Swine Flu album.
Yes, sir.
And there's this one track that it's just so fitting for this segment, bro. This segment is just unbelievable. I'm not gonna play the whole track, but at the beginning where you're talking, bro, and I'm gonna loop it in on the podcast. You'll see it. So this is the final segment. Salute. Listen to Big Fu on this thing. It makes sense. Let's listen to it.
Seem like I got everybody's attention right now. Might as well do something with it, Just want to say to my team, my dudes who've been riding with me, I got you, man. Salute. I want to give a salute to everybody living their life, doing what they love doing, regardless of what these dream crushers have to say to you. And to you, dream crushers, from the bottom of my heart, I truly say fuck you.
So, bro, I heard that. I was like, bro, I got to play that during the salute, and then I'll let you piggyback off of it.
Yeah, bro. I just got goosebumps, bro.
Yeah, bro. That's swing us back, bro. 20-year-old, 22-year-old fool, whatever it was.
Well,
saluting. Giving the salute back then to modern day. Piggyback off that, bro. Give the people a salute to end us off.
Well, I guess that was a beautiful segue. Man, I'm taken back.
Good, bro. Good.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
As a kid, as a 20-year-old, as a young man or a young person, whatever, man, I'm shook, bro.
You're shook, bro.
I'm shook. I haven't heard that in a long
time.
To
the dream crushers.
Yeah, to the dream crushers. Bro, listen,
fuck
at
you.
the end of the day, you're going to have people in your life that tell you that you can't do something, that you're not good enough to do something, that you don't deserve things. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your movement, and you have to make sure that you always put your best foot forward.
Right.
Don't expect great results if you're not gonna execute well.
Yeah.
Make sure you do your best, and the door will open for you, whether it's door A or door B. A door is going to open for you as long as you knock hard enough and you put your best foot forward. Something's going to happen.
Right.
Just make sure that you give your maximum effort. Cendani, to anybody who listened to that, bro. 100 years of good health and wealth and love, bro. That just shook me up, man.
Salute, guys.
Salute, guys. Cheers.
Here, cheers, bro.
Thanks, Steph.
Thank you, brother. It's been a Couple Casuals podcast. Thank you guys for fucking joining once again. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you, Big Boozy.
Yes, sir.
Andrew Infusino. Give him a follow. Tell him where to follow you quick before we get out of here.
Follow me. I'm in the real estate game now, so it's at Andrew Sells Homes, or you can hit me up at It's Me Info, or I'm an easy guy to find, man. You know about me.
You already know what it is.
Yes, sir.
I follow the podcast at Couple Casuals Podcast. Follow me at Dr. Stefo. I appreciate you guys. Until next time. Salute.
Yes, sir.